Probably could have rambled for 2 more minutes, but you never know. Fnatic versus CLoud9, the inaugural match of the Thunderpick World Championship. Let's kick it off.
Loving this aggression out of KRIMZ already early. Axel dealt with BOOMbl4 though. There's that immediate trade. Afro on notice, but there's another element here. Look, you've got Mezzy in the back lines. Because of KRIMZ aggression, I don't think they clear this. With Afro taking the contact, that sells the idea even further. Mezzy waiting and Mezzy securing. They're not ready for him, and now Hobbit left all alone. It's
getting into the bread and butter of it. Dexter pushing up, getting naded, and gonna say, hey, let's all back on board. Dexter decapitated, does land a dink himself, and there's a lot of aggression here from Fnatic. So even though, yes, they took the first casualty, CLoud9 are just stamping on their feet on the A site.
Yeah, this is a nice play from CLoud9. You sent a couple of players over to make noise towards B. That invites Fnatic in after taking this mid space. They scale shelf, and that leaves A completely vulnerable. And CLoud9, they've just rolled out the red carpet, and now they're in this after plant situation. 4 on 3. Everyone from Fnatic, they're trying to rotate through Donut, but look at all these pressure points being applied here by the T side. There's no way out now for Fnatic. They're stuck in the mouth of Donut, and they're being traded out as well. Can Mezzy and Roy hold on to these rifles?
Amazing, eyes peeled. I love the addition of the cams. Nade coming through, that's the distraction. BOOMbl4 gets traded out. Hobbit then fells Dexter. And that's overall good for CLoud9. Even with the missed molly that we saw on the site, Hobbit needs to be careful. Oh my, never mind. He's just got to win them the round.
That's an awkward one for KRIMZ.
1 bullet.
Hobbit is 1 bullet away from death, as you just said. And yeah, that is a little bit awkward. Once again, we're in this.
They didn't pick up the AWP.
Yeah.
Hobbit is running a max 10 even.
To be honest, it does make a lot of sense, but also in addition, I feel like you've touched on a really good point there. The fact that, look, CS2 right now, it feels difficult for AWPers to really get involved in the fight sometimes. That is awkward, because that definitely would have put an end towards KRIMZ. Instead, he's now alive. Hobbit's walked past and taken this space in towards red.
Look at this massive flank. He's going to spot Afro. That's, of course, going to be a free kill, but, well, they did manage to get past Roy at least. He's just waiting for that bomb to get closer so they can use it as more of a surprise. Hobbit's going to wield the AWP. That's obviously a huge upgrade, but they're going to be able to get that bomb down and run a 2-on-2 post-plant position. Hobbit was on the lookout on the perfect angle for a second. He's going to back down. There's still a molly disposable as well for CLoud9. Counterable with the smoke. Dexter is just closing the gap outright, not using anything here. Electronic will go peak, and that's the end of Dexter, and it feels like the chances for Fnatic have just plummeted. All up to Mezzy to try and find an opener against Electronic. That's nice, at least. It's the start, but he doesn't have a kit on him currently, and Hobbit just holding down the angle. So icy in the veins. He's going to die, but he's also going to win the round. CLoud9. Looking spectacular here, but Mezzy is going to get a great drop on BOOMbl4, who's entirely blind, but he might not realize that there's a secondary player. But look at this, it's only Fnatic kills perfecto now decapitated, and just like that, 37 seconds is all that Fnatic need. Fnatic know that, they've done it with 1 themselves. Here goes the utility. CLoud9 don't have a whole lot of it. Dexter cuts down 2. That's 2 rifles, but obviously you can play hot potato with them. KRIMZ, another 2 victims, leaving just perfecto by his lonesome. Getting the bomb down here would already be great. But
go for this, and as a result now, CLoud9 are now taking space towards ramp. Afro misses the shot, and CLoud9 are in the bomb site.
You see those heads pop up. Afro with the first shot, and Axel, he's trying to wreak havoc over towards the other part of the map. He's cleaned up A entirely, but CLoud9, the head of the push is still going over towards B. Perfecto slices Afro and Dexter, even though there is a rebuttal. There's no save exfil, so for Dexter, it's a rather tough decision to be making here. Does seemingly want to go back in. Hobbit around the corner, just switches up his position slightly. Catches Dexter off guard. All of a sudden, Fnatic do have economy to buy right back into it, but perhaps Mezzy holding on to the save for the future could be a better one. But he just wants to do more economical damage, and oh no. Okay, BOOMbl4 is still around. He's going to get killed by Mezzy. He's got a kit as well. But Hobbit is going to mop up the frag. And Cloud9, and they still start their push. Hobbit with the first. Boomers finds the second, all through the wall. And they're breaking through the hypothetical wall as well. All Fnatic. Afro is the kill on the electronic. Perhaps with a smoke break. Double swing. Has to be a kill. Roy managed to get away with 2. Cloud9. They haven't planted the bomb yet. Boomage, nice 2 kills even. Messi now found Boomage. Very antsy. Really wants to peek, but they've only got 10 seconds left. The nade is not going to do enough damage here. As soon as Messi steps into the sights, they're
all even.
Unless there's a massively quick push, which actually seems to be happening here by Fnatic. Electronic already getting the first, but Axel most certainly in trouble. Gets the kill on Roy, but there's so many T's heading for him. Oh my. The scalp taker of Axel is activated. And there is another threat on the site. Messi wide swings. That's a nice kill all of a sudden. Fnatic right back in the round with that.
Look at this though, Dexter looking to go through. Messi's just shot him through the smoke. I thought Hobbit was surely going to kill the IGL Fnatic, but instead, now they can try and isolate Perfecto. Can just play on this angle, might get mollied off. Instead, it's flashes, and now he needs to back away, leaving Axel all alone on this bomb site. Perfecto also gives up an audio cue, but it doesn't matter. Axel's pushed through the smoke. He's found 2 kills. Cloud9, they're feeling pretty comfortable here.
And Messi still with the deagle there, not able to land a first shot headshot. And Electronic able to get to, even though Afro is making a valiant stand with 14 HP, the nade is going to be his demise. And
here, out towards Shelf, Boomich walks through the spam, does connect onto Dexter, nearly converts into a kill, but instead, Roy wanted to try and punish. Hobbit's there to kind of compensate for that reload. Bails Boomich out of trouble. And meanwhile, whilst all this is going on, mid-space yet again taken. There is an interesting element. KRIMZ is quite deep in A main. So as long as Cloud9 stay alive, it should be completely fine. And that's exactly what's happened. Electronic steps in with the
I give them a hot shower after a cold shower. Continuously switch up the temperatures. I guess if there's any hope for the 1v5, this is a great way to start it off with. Cloud9 also now start hunting. Don't want to have any sort of trouble in that next round with this AK being saved over, and also a full utility belt.
Odds are saying that Cloud9 are definitely the favourites for this series. It's now easy to see why, as they are 11-6 up, a couple of rounds away from closing. KRIMZ will now operate with an AK. He's picked up and scavenged that off Mezzi's body, but he's got no armor behind it. At least they've got space down in towards middle. With Axel going down, that's a route through to A.
He crept up further than Hobbit would ever expect. And he's going to swing. Instantly die with Boomage. Pulling his own weight right now. I mean, 10 for 10. Doing well. Nothing really to see. KRIMZ goes down, and that just leaves it all to the main man himself, Dexter. He's also getting aggressed. There's no way he's getting that bomb down without a fight.
I don't think he could put this bomb down. It would be fantastic if he could. Feet's already showing. And Perfecto just wall bangs in through default.
Map peak for Cloud9, but Fnatic, a quick push on towards the A side. Perfecto press back, sees the first, takes his head off. That's a very nice first one. There's got to be more, though. Dexter peeking into him. Perfecto is looking sharp, picking up the all-ping duties. Electronic coming through from behind, up against Messi. Tagged up a little bit. Messi wins that duel. And there is hope after all for Fnatic, as Messi also puts a bullet through the dome of Boomage. Doing it. Maybe not anymore.
It was so important to Messi to get these kills out donut, because it just creates pressure beyond the bomb site. But, oh, the elevated angle. Hobbit falls off the shelf, and Messi will punish. That's now Perfecto waving the white flag. He needs to retreat now with this AWP. But what a round from Messi. 4 within it. Afro on the Krieg. We're seeing Orpas prioritize the AUG and the SMG. Axel, there was a lineup. But once again, it's that man. Messi will clear. Flashbang forward. Perfecto on this angle. Holding. And will secure Roy. Dexter will chime in with another effort and bring Perfecto down to half. He gets overwhelmed. Fnatic are bulldozing their way in towards A.
Oh my god. But they most certainly are. Messi, yet again, an important part in it. For Boomage, I don't think there's any way that you try this round. KRIMZ on the angle does put a bullet in the head of Hobbit. Now Hobbit can at least feel some semblance of teamship with Boomage. Both of them being on 5 HP right now. They're in the same boat. And they somehow got to get ashore here. As Hobbit. The ocean is crunching upon him. The shadow's showing, but that's massive out of Hobbit. Even starts pre-firing Mezzy. And for BOOMbl4, you do somewhat want to try this, but tapping the bomb, it's so easy to find the pre-fire angle. Mezzy doesn't believe in it. BOOMbl4 just sticking it, so Mezzy's got to go quickly about this. Does find a bullet. Now he needs to look what he can find, but you do have a long distance angle here. And Axel also getting rid of Mezzy with a headshot.
Yeah, you see the grenade trajectory thrown by Mezzy. It goes deep in towards Donut. That could only really come from the back of the boxes. Axel is just diligent and he clears it. Big fight here between Dexter and Axel, but it's going to be Axel claiming that one. Suddenly the dominoes are starting to fall apart here. For Fnatic and KRIMZ, he has got this space in towards red, but he could never progress because Electronic was holding the line the entire time. Perfecto. Now Cyclops in, sees the shadow, and deals with KRIMZ. It's only Afro remaining. They will do some damage, but the AWP and being a little bit more free with it. It makes a lot of sense, actually, that Perfecto is AWPing on this side because he is secondary AWP before CLoud9, and he was in the Na'Vi days, and obviously standing in with BOOMbl4 as well. He's going to know how you were playing. Axel getting very confident. Electronic now tucked in this corner. Roy overlooks him. And now the Jubaretti bite down for, basically the whole Fnatic roster. They get churned up into...
Little Chihuahua wreaking havoc. We're barking it up real loud and actually trying to infiltrate the back lines. As soon as that smoke dissipates, BOOMbl4, that's where he's going to cut through. He's going to go in before it even breaks. 2 kills for BOOMbl4 there, and this entire push for Fnatic, it's already been dredged. They've gotten stuck in the mud, still trying to fight through it. But the timer is ticking as well. Roy being held by Electronic, and it's Axel to get the final kill.
The space away before CLoud9 can get settled. This is really nice out of Fnatic. You're trying to add a little bit of variety, and Afro will catch BOOMbl4, who was wielding that AWP. Dexter now gets involved as well. A lot of space being taken early here from Fnatic. Electronic trying to close the gap, but he can't find anything.
And even though there might be money for CLoud9 to have a shot at this one and throw their hat in the ring, I think it's best in this case to throw the towel.
Clear. But he's looking the wrong way currently. However, Dexter will swing and combine with that AWP. Fnatic still destined on this idea to go back forward and towards A, and it is working. They've still got the player advantage, but BOOMbl4, with all of these long-range supports, he's hitting everything on the AWP. 3 kills already into the round, swaps to the USP. Dexter will overwhelm him, and now the 2 versus 2, but look at where Hobbit's got to. But he's missed the mark. That is messy, and now Perfecto's low.
Ooh, Dexter. Spotted Perfecto going through, repositions. That's great out of Dexter.
And now he'll be fine.
Yeah.
This is a really cool angle to take.
Oh, he looks away from Afro, though. That's a nice first kill. He's going to stay up on it for a little while longer. Nobody else is going to peek him. This is dangerous. Fnatic could be in trouble, but they're getting pushed by the pistols right now. Hold up, they're forgetting about the corner. Oh, no, this is all falling apart. Fnatic, they did so well. They're up on the high horse, but the higher you are, the bigger the fall is. CLoud9. What a round out of them currently. KRIMZ left to mop up the pieces.
I can't believe that. BOOMbl4 just dry swings, and he finds 2 kills with that USP.
What the hell? That's insane. And it's got to affect the mental as well. BOOMbl4, a huge chunk of damage in CLoud9.
Double AWP.
Well, their AWPer is gone, and they're going for 2 of them. Sure, Afro. Shot ripped off into the distance, but that bullet will just be lodged into the wall firmly until renovation's got to be made after this war. Axel, oh, the aggression. Here's one spraying. Dexter calling for help, but nobody will give it to him. And then Axel comes through. And he immediately escapes down connector as well. Is he going to start the hunt for KRIMZ? KRIMZ, you have to be getting this kill. Nice in the face of Axel, but in the meanwhile, Roy.
Plays it's only one player here. This is a shot on towards KRIMZ, but yet again, Electronic tucked in this corner, playing the long range. Flashbang is brilliant, but there's that trade.
Afro getting tagged up. Does land the shot on Electronic. Very
contested for now.
Axel. feeling the heat most certainly, and as soon as the nade comes through, sees that as a sign to go in. Mezzy fully aware of it. Somebody of Fnatic needs to step up, because as you just mentioned, sometimes it feels like they don't have a chance, which is the worst feeling to have in a map. You know, if you make some mistakes here and there yourself, okay, yeah, you know what to improve upon, but if you're just getting punched silly right now, like BOOMbl4 knocks down Dexter, one blow to the chest, but Roy nicely finding an opening, and there is some reprieve here to be found for Fnatic as they have the ace side in the final round of the half.
They don't even need to commit into this if they don't want to. But because there's been a delay in this bomb plant as well, that will keep perfecto there. Great shot out of Roy. And he goes looking for more on the edge of the smoke. BOOMbl4 will now need to relocate. A 2 versus 4 Fnatic. It feels like they've definitely at least secured this one.
Wait, and currently KD of 4, 8 and 2. BOOMbl4 15 kills for him as well. But it doesn't look like CLoud9 are going to be up to this task. BOOMbl4 with the orb. And you're going to be deep in enemy territory in multiple sight lines. That's at least nice first kill. Perfecto finds another one as well. No way. CLoud9, they entered the conversation. A 1v1. It's Mezzy to clutch them out of it. And he knows how important that one is. Fnatic. 3-man setup together with CLoud9. One big ball of aggression running down. It's KRIMZ to find the first and remove at least the head of the spear, but the rest is still drenched for indeed. Mezzy, he's duking it out again. 3 feast for him. And that kills the round entirely as he steps around the corner. Yep. Life of an IGL, baby. Ooh, right. Needs to be careful. Afro pushing through. He is currently being held. Mezzy at least gets the first kill on Axel elsewhere on the map. Roy will follow it up. This is a lot stronger from Fnatic. As Afro saw to. Nice flick onto Hobbit. Nicked around in the bud. There's no way for perfecto anymore. This deep of a position by Roy. They're going for a run boost play here. Roy does a lot of damage on BOOMbl4, but he gets away alive, and considering he's wielding the orb, it's still fair dues.
Yeah, exactly that. It doesn't really matter about the HP of BOOMbl4. You're more concerned about Electronic, who is able to find that one. Now he's been left alone just to occupy long. BOOMbl4 rotating back in. And there is that kill out from Afro. Now he knows there was a second player over towards long. It looks like BOOMbl4 is willing to take that fight, especially with perfecto scaling connector. And with Hobbit announcing his arrival on short, Fnatic feeling a little trapped in on B, which means that there's a potential for C9 to get rid of Afro.
Afro, surprised by perfecto, and now they're going to push that accelerator pedal to the metal all the way through. There's only 15 seconds left, so you got to hurry up. You've got 2 players who are incredibly low. No damage doing utility here for Fnatic. Scratch that, there's no utility at all. Unless they've got some laying about, and Dexter stampeding. Makes it way too easy for Hobbit. As soon as Axel sees one player in the bank, he'll take that information and will convey it to the rest of the team, as the rest of Fnatic now are going to lie dormant. They don't see the chances as high enough in this round to be worthwhile the risk.
Really good mid-round out of CLoud9. Once more, I feel like you can always have A as an option. Hang on a second. I'll come back to that point in a sec. It should be fine with BOOMbl4 securing this one.
Fire right back up into it. Sending those 2 players does lose them a lot of economy. Mezzy instantly able to open up on perfecto. Hobbit himself in a deep position. BOOMbl4 nailed underneath his feet. He's going to need to parachute downwards on the blast zone. CLoud9. It does feel like yeah, exactly. They are unaware of Roy's position. Nice kill out of Axel, but there does need to be a whole lot more where that came from, and Roy is not going to be eager to challenge at all. Fnatic, nice alley-oop here.
This is sensible from Roy. Pushing deep on Fountain, it just locks the B players in, and it also means that Afro can focus solely on connector. Smoke comes in at the perfect moment. Roy can now look to backstab. BOOMbl4 is currently holding, because CLoud9 have no map control outside of Monster, but as he looks away, Roy will strike.
And that really feels like the suffocating blow. And CLOUD9, they have to do something because you can't just sit here until the very end. Now you can. Otherwise, it would just be way too dangerous with everybody from Fnatic being able to crash down upon you.
Fnatic quite passive, which meant that BOOMbl4 has got space in towards toilets. There's a road out long. Electronic is looking to lurk here, out monster to yet again keep these B defenders here for Fnatic. But for CLOUD9, you've got to make a move soon. That needs to come through Electronic in the next couple of seconds. There he is. Incendiary caught him off guard. Electronic finds both. And there comes the acceleration out towards A. That's perfectly played. Afro can still win this round. They can still deny the bomb. But the foot digits, they are locked in. 3 of those players have played together for so long and have taken a leaf definitely out of the book. Afro finds BOOMbl4 to open things up. Perfecto around the corner. Roy deals with him. This time fortune favors the brave and Fnatic find 2 kills.
And Axel, if he's going to rotate over. And Roy is rotating back. That's a huge kill for Electronic to be getting. They forget about Afro. Electronic gets the bullet rifle right back out. The panic on both ends of that fight was palpable. And now you still have to connect the bomb back into the site. And meanwhile, Electronic is going to be pressured. There's no timing here for Axel. But I guess you've sold yourself being on site very well. Is he just going to go B? Oh my god. They are starting to walk back B now as well.
But Electronic can go heaven. Electronic can go heaven here and potentially cut this off. Dexter backstabbed. And now KRIMZ has to turn away. His attention averted up towards the rafters. And that means that Axel can get that bomb down. But CLOUD9 didn't anticipate that KRIMZ would be there. It's a 1 versus 1. And look, it's a wrap on an initial wrap. Roy walking forward. Does Electronic turn round?
Rap on rap crime. And Electronic, he's just going to go down. It seems like he's DC'd as well.
That's the thing. BOOMbl4, he's hit the timing on Afro here. Afro's not ready for this, but I was going to say could adjust. Instead, it's the headshot going the other way. However, if Roy finds the bomb here, then you've basically locked in the round. How deep do you push and how thorough do you clear? Well, it might not matter. Hobbit's just completely gone down the ladder.
And the fact that Roy is still staying silent while A site has capitulated. Got such a deep flank, but him making any peep would send the round tumbling into disastrous affairs. CLOUD9, they're also giving up presence on the A site. This is a very weird round now because technically Mezzy could just walk on the A site again. They're going to be using BOOMbl4 as a flank securer. And there is somebody coming through connector. It's Dexter up against BOOMbl4. Dexter does check his corner, but with how low he was, the chances weren't that great for him. Fnatic, they themselves have barely any money, so if CLOUD9 win this, OT, the chances shoot upwards.
You've got a real decision to make here, Fnatic. It's a 3-on-3. I'm pretty sure you will go for this. There's no kit in play, and now the bomb's halfway gone. I feel like you have to concede it because you haven't found an opening kill. As you mentioned, money very limited.
Especially in these type of rounds, but yes, sure, you saved over 3 rifles. BOOMbl4 entirely blind. This is such a huge step up that Fnatic need. With the other weapons that they've got, the chances are that they are going to lose a fair few players due to the superior weapons on the side of CLOUD9.
I think this is still a very good call out of CLOUD9. The design here is always to go B. And what have they not done a single time? Just pop into the B bomb site. Here comes the flashbangs. They're just going to rain through. They've got the superior weaponry. Good counter from Fnatic. It all comes down to the fight in water, and KRIMZ make sure that water belongs to him. The territory remains for 3 kills. Hobbit left alone in a 1 versus 3. Will smoke himself off. Tries to isolate Afro over towards CT, but doesn't clear the angle in its entirety. Afro will strike. Removed the railing portion, so you can make these balcony apps pops a little bit faster. I wonder if we're going to see examples and showcases of that as the game progresses. This one is very hush, very quiet, and as a result, Fnatic have not moved any of their pieces yet. Smoke takes a little bit of an awkward bounce there. It should still be okay. Roy and Mezzy waiting patiently. 25 seconds left. Cloud9 about to make their move.
And they've got 2 smokes of their own, and Molly as well. Flash to go over the top. There's the first smoke. The rest is all going to follow, though. Dooley's goes down quickly. Mezzy now has to mop up the pieces, finds BOOMbl4, and he's already had a lot of USB headshots coming through. And a third one, no fourth one this time around. But you'd say he's done enough, absolutely. They're trying to aggress upon the site here, get in before they can settle into the post plant, but they've still got position, each and every single one of them. But now that perfecto's been taken down, they're all going to swing around the corner. Electronic runs out of bullets, and it's easy pickings for Dexter in the pistol.
Slightly weaker. That's exactly where Cloud9 are going.
Dexter first kill on BOOMbl4. Dexter continues to be annoying. The Electronic does get one, but KRIMZ is yet to be removed. Finally, Hobbit gets to that task, but perfecto so low already. Gonna be able to get that bomb down again. That's the returning theme for Cloud9, but thus far the returning theme has also been them losing the round as Mezzy closes down on short. He's got Afro and his disposal as well. Decent flash, but nobody peeks off of the back of it. It looked like Hobbit wanted to. Nice peek by Hobbit. Doesn't manage to get the kill converted, and perfecto a deer in headlights as Fnatic yet again they retake the site. Retake's just flawless the entire way to the shop, and at the start of the round Hobbit at least is able to barbecue Mezzy. Cloud9 back in contention. Afro has to be a kill here for Electronic, or at least he can't go down, but now there's some reinforcements. KRIMZ takes down Electronic. KRIMZ is going to double up with Axel in the wings. And again, Cloud9 are running after the fact. Got KRIMZ in position. Hobbit is able to decapitate him at least. Cloud9, another post plant looks imminent. Perfecto. Okay, they changed stances. And it's going to be Perfecto who comes out on top. This looks like the first round for Cloud9 could just be on the cards here.
Unless Roy clutches up. He's got here in time, but this is a really difficult crossfire to break, especially with the elevation changes. Start to creep forward, spots out Perfecto, and now the information is also given over towards Hobbit, who could swing on a moment's notice. Perfecto just tucks in, draws Roy in closer and closer to the trap, and it's been sprung. Cloud9 finally.
Its way. Cloud9 aren't going to test him. Afro, he's going to be at the forefront, but as soon as he regains his vision, that's where they enter the battlefield with him. It's trading back and forth as it's red and blue in the kill feed. Electronic is going to see a whole lot of red spilled around him as the bullet comes flying towards him. KRIMZ, obviously, they already knew of his position, but shooting a few bullets isn't going to help his case. Let's pre-fire the angle, but it's another post plant. Roy is found by Perfecto, so a 2v1 again for Fnatic.
I like that out of BOOMbl4. He's just being a little bit more direct now, just having a look.
Advantage. They're continuously swinging back and forth. Cloud9. Everybody's moving over towards that A side, and they're going to call it. We're going to plant our flag right here. KRIMZ still on the balcony, though, and he's fighting Afro. Now helping him out a tad. As Hobbit drops lifeless right in front of KRIMZ's face. He'll take that any day of the week. There's a huge flank-ish by BOOMbl4. There's also a smoke in the way. You've got Afro looking right at it. BOOMbl4 spotted by Roy, and that is the round that's fizzling up.
Great hole by Fnatic on A. KRIMZ on the balcony, Afro taking the contact with the AWP out long, and it's Dexter right in the middle, orchestrating all of this chaos.
Wrong button there, lad. Oh, Roy's dead. Done for. Dunzo Washington, big time. Mezzy on the defense. BOOMbl4's gonna aggress, gonna go down as well.
It's awkward though. Mezzy needs to drop a smoke and he needs to escape. Meanwhile, Cloud9, look at this. Look at Axel. He's right now just walked out on the bomb site. 2 players in the balcony, but this will be relayed info. Electronic, well, he's going to confirm that in a sec. 2 players are here, but look at Axel. He can backstab Afro. Instead, announces his presence as they start to come back out of the balcony. Dexter will deal with him. And now the round is a little bit less up in the air.
They're fighting at both ends of the map here as well. Hobbit trying to find an opener, but Mezzy has been so incredibly strong all throughout. Not anymore as he goes limp. Hobbit will slump him. Surely that's going to accelerate Perfecto, who's waiting for a bit of help from Hobbit. They're going to change positions. It's Hobbit up close. Flash to go through. Afro down. That feels a bit too quick. Hobbit trying to find some information. Boom going down. Dexter doesn't want to push anymore. He's done with it. Understandably so. I reckon he's just going to go for that orb. Run out of here. Up there as well.
And you probably will now. But I really like that out of Hobbit, the game sense and the understanding. It looks to be an apartments pop in nature. This position from KRIMZ is everything right now. As long as he doesn't get blinded, BOOMbl4 doesn't have a flashbang. So instead, it's going to be pure contact. But KRIMZ gets overwhelmed, and as too does Dexter. Takes one to the grave with him, but at the end of the day, it's still a 3-on-2.
Do they have enough money to have a crack at this? I don't think so. I think those two rifles are too important. You just throw yourself forward and see what kind of damage you can do. There's two players heavily tagged up. The decision. No, it does get more interesting. Yeah, they're just too far out. No kits on them as well. And they're just looking for what kind of damage they can do, which really doesn't matter for Cloud9 here. Whatever damage they get against them, it's all what they can do. But Roy manages to take down Hobbit. Perfecto. Close. I was going to say,
with the XM, KRIMZ gets close. Afro starts to hold angles. All comes down to this. Axile bakes out the shot perfectly. Flashbang goes in. Smoke goes forward, and Axile just wants to try and take the fight, and he's managed to.
My God, Axile's rattling off right now. That basically confirms it for Cloud9. They're at least giving themselves the whip up. Mezzy brings it back in the camp of Fnatic a little bit. Maybe Hobbit doesn't think about Dexter's position here. Dexter aggressing on Hobbit now. Once around the corner, that's the end of Dexter. And the chances of the round also goes up in smoke. Cloud9, a stellar rebuttal here in the mid rounds of the first half. Yeah. Decapitation. He's got a nade, but he's also got a whole lot of flurries of T's are heading towards his way, and they're just running forward. The nade is going to be a tad bit behind them. BOOMbl4 still getting aggressed upon, and he's probably not smoking a cigarette right here, even though there are enough of them behind this little box. Dexter decapitates him, takes his position, and Fnatic, an incredibly quick B take.
There's no util here for Cloud9 either. They're going to go and get crunched straight into this from CT and the site. Not everyone needs to peek. Dexter is going to start off proceedings, and he gets even closer on them. Great round out of Fnatic, completely overwhelming BOOMbl4, and from there, they can have all of the space required on that after plant. It's a reliable factor for Fnatic. The pistol round comes in as a resounding success.
Cloud9 is certainly going to get even hotter. The pressure cooker is on. They need some sort of release on the valve. And that nade into mid isn't going to be it, but Hobbit finding one at least and doing a tad bit of damage on Mezzy. Got tagged up himself, but he already had a frag. Afro, and he's being careful. The edge of the smoke here, playing with BOOMbl4. And as soon as he figures out that he's in a game with BOOMbl4, he's going to lose out immediately. Fantastic start for Cloud9.
The pressure on now for Fnatic to work their way back. BOOMbl4 steps in. He doesn't reveal that crossfire of Electronic and Axile. Electronic's even now going hunting for more. Sees that flash trajectory. But that simultaneously baits him in towards KRIMZ. Still 3 players are here for Cloud9 on A. This will be a difficult nut to crack for Fnatic. Flashbangs move forward. Mezzy takes a peek behind the molly. Hobbit now falls back to a more passive line.
He knows that Fnatic are the ones that have to make the move. They have to find some sort of fantastic play, and considering A is as secure as it is, you can just sit back. Did get killed by Mezzy. With the amount of damage that Mezzy took, it had to be more cleanly. They're going to try and still enter upon the site. Mezzy gets swung, and that's the bomb down. KRIMZ, sure he's able to get the one. Axel spraying away with the USP. There's time to retrieve this bomb and getting it down. Axel being a bit too loose with his position there. Perfecto also can't push. He might just have to drop on KRIMZ, though. KRIMZ gonna be back. KRIMZ, oh, Perfecto. He now knows that he's won the round, but my, oh my. He panics a whole lot. He sees this as an opportunity. Fnatic are getting up on their soapbox. They want to get loud here. Roy tagged up already. Hobbit, you've only got an MP9 smoke break as well. He's able to get himself back into CT. They're not reading into two players being right underneath. Hobbit trading himself out. That's still so much damage done, though. And the utility that's left on the side of Cloud9, especially the nade of Axel, could come into play here. They're going for a flash through, though. Dexter, Afro switching, but he's right behind Electronic, doesn't realize it. And Afro is going to get that kill in the end, but they're all so incredibly low. Afro, maybe there was an elbow spotted, but BOOMbl4 has to be careful. Roy, he's right in the corner. Love that off angle. And Fnatic in pole position to win this round.
Yeah, really nice recovery there from Fnatic, especially after Hobbit was throwing chaos in. Axel.
And then send back a picture of a flower. You gotta make something local. Hobbit. Make sure that Mezzy will stay local as it can be. Lifeless Afro, very much the same.
Damn, all right. That's just 2 kills through the smoke for Hobbit. Again, he's been a player that's really been impressing me this series. Electronic. Roy's creeped under the crosshair. But doesn't clear him. And Electronic's able to adjust. How does this happen? Just as we're praising Fnatic.
Electronic loves having his back turned, or at least
utility quite a lot as well. This is why we've got this change up, a fast split over towards A. Last thing the Cloud9 were really expecting. However, some kills are going back and forth. Axel reveals his position from the balcony and will even keep going for good measure. Combines with Electronic. The Cloud9 are doing it. They're forging their way towards series point. KRIMZ looking to reset over at B, but it would need to be a 1 versus 3 from the Master Veteran.
Even getting the bomb down would be huge for his team already, so they keep their chances alive. And BOOMbl4's having an orb. He can't be too aggressive. But KRIMZ's got to walk right through. BOOMbl4's no scope.
They go for it again. Makes sense to do it with a lesser weaponry. Flashbang, really good though for Axel, but this time doesn't have the same potency. KRIMZ starts to wrap forward. BOOMbl4 announces his presence over towards A, but he is out of there. Cloud9 is saving.
To the exact same position. You've got a scope weapon. 25 seconds, so those rotations are going to be quick. They're going to be coming through. BOOMbl4 gets the one, claims a victim. Roy, he's been able to cross at least. But the timer is ticking and they all start entering the vision. BOOMbl4 doesn't manage to get anything else, but look at how quick Cloud9 have been there to respond. They're not even planting the bomb just yet. This is disaster. This is drama. Fnatic, they're not going to be able to pull it off due to the merits of time. It's Cloud9 to steal it away from Fnatic. It was a valiant effort, but it's Cloud9 with a stand in that win against Fnatic.